All right, everybody, coming back from the break. It's called the Business to Business Network Show. We try to bring business, politics, and economics together. We try to educate people, and we're trying to educate individuals about the concept of cryptocurrency. Now, my guest, introduce yourself, please, Aaron.
Aaron Remer. I'm the founder of Giveback.
Yes, and let's talk a little bit about the origins of Bitcoin. And I've told you off the air that way back in the early 2000s, I was doing a radio show and I got a call from a guy that says, hey, I want to do an interview about Bitcoin. And I didn't know what he was talking about. And he was describing it for me. And I remember back in the day, years ago, I was part of a barter group. In other words, we were different businesses and we agreed to use barter dollars. So I would do radio advertising and interviews with different small businesses, and they would pay me for that in the form of a barter dollar. And then that would go into my barter account, and then I could use those barter dollars. And gosh, I had so much fun with that stuff. That was years ago, where we went down to Mexico and we had a wonderful vacation that was basically paid for. Now, you did have to pay a transaction fee. That's where we're involved here. So the barter company would charge 10% of whatever the transaction amount was. And that was real dollars versus the barter dollars. So when he said cryptocurrency, that's what I kind of envisioned, and I didn't really jump on it. Now, part of the problem back then was the Silk Road or the dark web. Tell us a little bit. That's a little bit of the downside, but that's how they got started. Tell us what was going on there.
Yeah, it actually put crypto in a bad light.
It did.
But it also put all media as good media.
Oh my gosh.
So, they got a lot of publicity. It was a lot of illegal things were being sold on there in exchange for a cryptocurrency.
Now, part of the problem is when they registered there, you could register anonymously, but with Giveback and on the Solana platform, when I registered, they asked me for the last four of my social, and they asked for some other ID that I had to do. So isn't that right? With the new system, you have to do more registration.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. And I don't know if you remember in Tucson when that poor lady got kidnapped, and they wanted the Bitcoin from her. It was a national story. I hope they find her. I don't remember her name, but she was famous
news person's mother. Yes.
So they wanted Bitcoin, right? And the thing with Bitcoin is it's hard to spend. You have to spend it through banking systems. So and they said that you're going to get tracked down eventually because in order to spend that Bitcoin, you have to give up your information in regards to your banking.
Yeah.
There's just no way to spend it. So, it's decentralized though, and then that's the beauty about it is you control all your finances.
Well, guess what? Banks are becoming more and more online anyway. I mean, when was the last time I actually used a paper dollar? I can't remember what. We do Zelle, we do Venmo, and that's what we're trying to do is create a cryptocurrency that becomes a form of fiat. That's a technical word in business where you have a value that you can transfer from point A to point B, Jones to Smith. And by the way, the blockchain tracks the whole thing. Explain that.
Yeah, so the blockchain, we create these wallets. And so you create a wallet, Coinbase, when you set up an exchange, they give you a wallet. And you can hold it on the Coinbase exchange. You can buy GBack is our ticker on Coinbase. And our website's Givebackcoindev.com. But once you buy a transaction on that wallet, it shows the transaction. And you can literally go on Soul Scanner and you put in the wallet address, you just copy and paste it. It shows you all the transactions of that wallet. And if it ever moved money and it sent it to another wallet, you can see where that went. And then if it goes to another wallet, you can go to this wallet and you can see you can follow a story of how money moved. Mm-hmm. I can literally go back a year to all the transactions I've moved, and you can see it on the blockchain.
And that's why they can trace also where you're helping people, where those microloans are going. They can actually see photos, because we're going to promote this, photos of the people that we're helping, photos of the success those people are having. And then more and more people will want to get into this micro, especially in Mexico. And here's another point. When they register for that loan, they're using their smartphone and Google Maps. Everybody should know this. If you're on a laptop and you're on Google Maps and you drop a pin and you do a right click, you will see the longitude and latitude of where that pin is. What that means is you're within about 3 feet of accuracy of where you're looking. And now you don't even have to be in Mexico. You don't have to be there. You could be here looking at different logistic points. And now you can start mapping the boundaries of the property. You can have your borrower who's doing the loan application take a photo of their business. It might be a mechanic shop, and they need to get a loan to buy more tools. And now you're able to get photos, you get IDs, and now we're not doing the dark web, guys. This is very legit, and it becomes valuable because when they upload those coordinates and that information, you become the county recorder.
We're solving two problems. One, a title problem and a records problem for people in third world countries. Right. And I love the vision. And two, we're creating a cryptocurrency that has more value than their dollar themselves in another country. The perceived value of our coin is going to be so much higher than the peso.
The peso, yes, and it
already is,
and it's digital. And part of the problem is in Mexico, there's a lot of cash transactions. That's how they function. However, a majority of the citizens in Mexico have smartphones. And so instead of having to carry around a whole bunch of cash in their pocket. By the way, I have a friend that lives down in San Carlos, which is just outside Guaymas. It's an 8-hour drive south. That's where we used to go. We had kind of a timeshare. We went down once a year. This is back in a long time ago. It's a little bit unsafe right now, so we stopped doing it. And again, that's why we're trying to do this. We're trying to make Mexico more safe. But the point is to pay his utility bill, to pay his electrical bill once a month. He had to go and stand in line for hours and pay in cash because they don't have any addresses, they don't have any mapping, they don't have, the utility company doesn't have a record of who lives where. It's a mess. So what we're trying to do is help. We're trying to help Mexico. We're trying to help them get funding. By the way, that's what developing countries need. They need money.
So our ecosystem is set to be a financial system that gives back through the world. And when we're trading in millions of dollars a day, we're generating so much financial money that we can just give away to people. And so being able to give microloans that we're building on the blockchain to third world countries and integrating your vision into the Gback currency could be a game changer, because everybody, it's gonna spread like wildfire when we start giving out money at a low interest and to help third world countries.
Yeah. And individuals that have always wanted to do something just didn't know what to do. They don't know where to start. This helps us seed money. This helps us get started. This helps us start uploading this documentation. And once people start to see it, it's like Wikipedia. It becomes crowdsource information funding, crowdsource database uploading. And those individuals that are making the application, whether they get the loan or not, there might be people that don't get the loan. They've already uploaded their coordinates, their photo, their documentation. That information is already on the blockchain, and it still becomes of value even if they didn't qualify. By the way, when we do these loans, we're not talking about high interest rate. We're talking about maybe 5% because we're making money the other way. We got about 30 seconds here. Give us the website again. We got to do a break.
Our website is Givebackcoin.com. We trade on Coinbase. Our ticker is Gback.
Yeah. If you guys want to, first of all, buy something, invest in something that might actually help people and be part of this organization, we'd love to have you participate. Now, we got music coming up. 123bz.com. 123bz.com is our website. We will be back after the news.
That we can do loans in other countries.
Yes.
As our